corrupt, and make a graven image, the likeness of any, and shall do evil in the sight of the Lord thy God, to provoke him to anger, I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto ye go over Jordan to possess it, ye shall not prolong days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you. And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men and #x 27's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. But if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy God, thou shalt find, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, in the latter days, if thou turn to the Lord thy God, and shalt be obedient unto his voice, for the Lord thy God a merciful God winking face, he will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers which he sware unto them. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that God created man upon the earth, and from the one side of heaven unto the other, whether there hath been as this great thing, or hath been heard like it? Did people hear the voice of God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard, and live? Or hath God assayed to go take him a nation from the midst of nation, by temptations, by signs, and by wonders, and by war, and by a mighty hand, and by a stretched out arm, and by great terrors, according to all that the Lord your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes? Unto thee it was shewed, that thou mightest know that the Lord he God, none else beside him. Out of heaven he made thee to hear his voice, that he might instruct thee, and upon earth he showed thee his great fire, and thou heardest his words out of the midst of the fire. And because he loved thy fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them, and brought thee out in his sight with his mighty power out of Egypt, to drive out nations from before thee greater and mightier than thou, to bring thee in, to give thee their land and inheritance, as this day. Know therefore this day, and consider in thine heart, that the Lord he God in heaven above, and upon the earth beneath, none else. Thou shalt keep therefore his statutes, and his commandments, which I command thee this day, that it may go well with thee, and with thy children after thee, and that thou mayest prolong days upon the earth, which the Lord thy God giveth thee, forever. Then Moses severed 3 cities on this side Jordan toward the sunrising, that the slayer might flee thither, which should kill his neighbour unawares, and hated him not in times past, and that fleeing unto one of these cities he might live, Bezer in the wilderness, in the plain country, of the Reubenites, and Ramoth in Gilead, of the Gadites, and Golan in Bashan, of the Manassites. And this the law which Moses set before the children of Israel, these the testimonies, and the statutes, and the judgments, which Moses spake unto the children of Israel, after they came forth out of Egypt, on this side Jordan, in the valley over against Bethpeor, in the land of Sihon king of the Amorites, who dwelt at Heshbon, whom Moses and the children of Israel smote, after they were come forth out of Egypt, and they possessed his land, and the land of Og king of Bashan, 2 kings of the Amorites, which on this side Jordan toward the sunrising, from Aroer, which by the bank of the river Arnon, even unto Mount Sion, which Hermon, and all the plain on this side Jordan eastward, even unto the sea of the plain, under the springs of Pisgah. This content was provided by angelotricarico.com. Subscribe to the channel for more stories.